And we are live. All right, episode 38.
Man,
we got some great movies this week, and we have a special guest.
We do.
What have we got? What are we watching this week?
We got No One to Save You from Hulu. We got Sweetwater from Hulu. We got Elevator Game, Shudder, Nowhere, Netflix, and the creator at the movie theaters in Elemental, Blu-ray, and Disney Plus.
Yeah, so we got a special 6-movie by the numbers this week, and we have a special guest coming up. So let's roll the intro and get this thing rolling.
Let's do.
Awesome. What's up, you guys? Thanks for joining us for the Faces for Radio podcast. This is By the Numbers, episode 38. I am your host, David, a.k.a. the 4K Lowedown, and my co-host is...
Rich, a.k.a. TwitterFan77. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing really good.
Awesome, man. I can't wait for this.
Me too.
We had Alex on, and, we kind of abused him a little bit.
We did.
With our movie picks. So, not to be outdone, we had to bring in the second half of the Action Movie Guys podcast and second half of Geeks and Flicks, Nateflixreviews himself. Nate, online. How you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? I'm really glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to talk about these movies. I was gonna wear my Cardinals hat, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
You just couldn't fit on your head.
No,
I think that
no satisfaction for Rich. Can't do it. Just couldn't.
But you know what, man? The Mets and Cardinals totally sucked this year.
Yeah,
it was a rough year for both teams.
It was bad, but one of them finished in last place,
and that was my Birds.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm very excited to be here.
Nice. Right. We got a great crowd in the chat. Let's take a look at them really quick. Caveman jumped in way early saying, make sure you Will Smith the like button. And I think that's probably slapping it, not necessarily getting mad at Eddie Murphy, but slap that like button. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, turn your notification bell on so you can get more notifications of our beautiful faces that are going to be on the Faces for Radio. And he brought his own cookies. So good. I don't have any cookies this time. Jay is already in the house. What's up, Jay? Thank you so much. Corey is in the house. What's up, Corey? And Alex. And
brother?
Alex, I want to apologize again for abusing you when you came on the show with the 5 movies that we picked. It's done at random. It's just whatever we can get. So, but we love you, bro. Thanks for being on. Spicy's in the house. What's up, Spicy? I saw him over at KB's channel. He had a great stream for his spooky season tonight. So if you guys haven't seen that, check out the replay. Robert's in the house. What's up, Robert? What an intro. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Jay, here's rumors that Taylor Swift is going to show up later.
Jeez.
I don't think so.
I mean, this thing would get millions of views all of a sudden.
We would get so many.
Yeah,
well, I could put on a blonde wig and a really tight dress and start.
Yeah, it would.
But we wouldn't do viewers.
I was going to say we probably it just tank. The whole show would just zero. Yeah, I was going to say I could try that, but there's no way unless I pulled the camera way back, then we might be able to see that. I got the shit end of the stick of the reviews. Yeah, you did. But
you did.
Yeah, it's the luck of the draw, or in your case, the unluck of the draw. So yeah, the only thing that was missing, Alex, is we didn't light it on fire and ring your doorbell later. So what's up, Dell? Dell's in the house. Rich gets to talk baseball twice this week. So good job. No, not really.
No.
And there's my best friend Mike. We're doing great. Thanks for being on. Seeing that. And there's my daughter Kaylee. What's up?
Hey, hello.
Sweetie, thank you for jumping on there. Appreciate that. Miss Caveman, where there's one, there has to be the other. Miss Caveman, thank you for jumping in. Everybody's saying hi. But yeah, that's awesome. Great crowd tonight. Love it. So yeah, we got 6 movies. We suckered. I mean, we talked Nate into watching these movies. And he did it. He went through it like a champ.
Yes.
And I think all in all, not too bad this week, right? Did you have a good time watching them for the most part? I'm not saying you liked all of them.
No, of course. Yeah, well, one of them I was gonna see anyway, which was The Creator. So I actually was gonna do a review over on our channel, but I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna do a review of Saw instead, and I'll talk about this here. So you guys are lucky. You got you get my pretty much my review of it here.
All right, we're gonna get the exclusive. That's awesome.
So I skipped from doing it on our channel. Other than that, I would have never watched 3 of these, and I had already seen one. And the other one, I didn't know what it was, but if I had seen the trailer before, I might have watched it. So that's all I'll say, and I'll leave it vague as to which one.
Okay, leave it vague. Dill says, "Thanks for the great swap the other night. Awesome.
I had a blast. I want that to come on.
It was date night. I didn't get a chance to, but I will catch the replay. But yeah, Dell's movie swap is awesome, you guys. And Dell, you do have a standing invitation to come on by the numbers and review some movies with us. That'd be awesome. It's all good, right? My Cubs didn't make the playoffs as well.
But you should be used to that.
Yep. Dell's channel. Yeah.
Jay saying the same thing twice.
Jay saying it twice.
To remember that his Cubs are
he had to say it twice. All right. So, let's say we get right to it. Let's get the lowest one out of the way. So basically what we do is we take, in this case, 6 movies, and we watch them, we score them using the Lowedown format. And then we basically take the average score. And this time it's the average from the 3 of us.
Ooh.
Whichever one gets the lowest average score gets eliminated first. And I know these two know what it is.
Oh, for sure.
And
I absolutely know what it is.
I'm pretty sure everyone else knows on. But first, Jeff's joining. What's up, Jeff? Thank you for jumping in.
What's up?
So John Doe Juggalo. I just got to know him recently, and he's pretty awesome. So yeah, Jeff, are you following Dell? Because you should be. All right, so yeah, let's get to our lowest scored movie for this week. And yeah, not a big surprise here.
I told you I was gonna do this.
Yeah.
I told you I was gonna do this.
I told you I was gonna do this.
You sounded just like her.
I know.
It's elevator. It's elevator game. I'm gonna switch this. So Nate's beautiful face can be seen. So yeah, elevator game. It's on Shudder right now, and I shudder to think that anyone would actually watch this. I know. This was my pick, and I actually kind of liked the trailer. I was like interested. I thought it might be decent, but yeah, Shudder continues to disappoint. I got 2 great ones last week. With The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, and Cobweb.
Yeah.
Cobweb
wasn't Shudder, but 2 good horror movies.
Yeah. Cobweb was awesome.
But Angry Black Girl and Her Monster is a Shudder movie. Okay. And then this one, well,
this was like high school, like a high school project.
A failed high school project. Yeah. So everybody's saying.
I will say, I know Alex got
Alex never heard of this one. It's okay.
Alex got like 4 bad movies, but I would put money on this one being as bad as any other ones he had to watch.
This might be the worst.
I think this. I think the only one. I think this is definitely the worst between the 5 that Alex watched.
I would rather watch The Black Demon than this.
I think this is the worst one.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst one.
Black Demon was bad.
But at least it had Josh Lucas in it. This has got
Josh Lucas phoning it in.
Some of it isn't even got. Oh no, we don't know. Oh no, Cobweb and Angry Black Girl and Monster. Yes, because my daughter loves the horror movies like I do. So, so you're saying her elevator game isn't very elevated? No, it does not go all the way to the top. As you can see by what she said, told you I was going to do this.
Told you I was going to do this.
Told you I was gonna do this. So, yeah, this.
Yeah.
It just didn't work on any level with me.
I wanted to punch the boss in the face. I wanted to curb stomp him. He annoyed me so much.
I wanted that.
Yes.
He's not the worst character in this.
Oh, I just the way he just rubbed me wrong.
I think the horny dude, the horny Asian dude.
The Asian dude is by far the worst character in this whole entire.
I loved it when he died, bro. I wanted it to be more graphic. That was the only thing that would have made it better. And if he had died first, that would probably have been a lot better. But there was, I don't know. There was a little bit of potential here with the concept, but
very little.
I love urban myths. I love these type of horror movies, like, you know, I Know What You Did Last Summer with The Hook and the Bloody Mary and all that kind of stuff. I think those can work. This did not work. There was no budget for it. I don't know. I think, they grabbed these high school kids and said, okay, we're going to act. I mean, and it was just awful. It just did not play well. I
almost bet they read their lines to him right before they took the scene. They shot the scene, because that's what it felt like. Okay, what's my line? They say it, and then they try to repeat it. It's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this movie.
Dart in the elevator, press all the buttons, and dart out. So there's a method where you go in the elevator, and it's called, basically the spirit that's supposed to attack you is called the fifth floor woman. And basically what it is you come in, you go to floor number 4, and then you go back down to 2, and then you go up to 10, and then you go down to 5, and you close your eyes, and then you press 1, and it takes you up to 10, and you go to this other world.
It's kind of like Dave's scoring system. It's an equation.
It is. It goes from 1 to 10, and there's no rhyme or reason, all over and then you end up completely somewhere else. It's all over the place. It's exactly like my scoring system.
Yeah, this movie is quite horrible. It doesn't make any sense as far as so when you have an urban legend type movie, there has to be some sort of lore or backstory to this urban legend in order for it to be effective. Yes. You can't just start your movie and say, okay, push 10, push 2, push 4, push 5, close your eyes, push 6, and you'll end up on, and then you'll go to 1 and you'll end up on 10, and then you die. Like,
and then you're in another world, and then you die.
Yeah. And it's absolutely, so it fails right then, because it does not give you any backstory as to how this urban legend works, where it came from, nothing. On top of that, everything you guys said is right. This is amateur. It looks like it was made they had 2 filming locations, some street somewhere, and this building. They used the same lobby for both the other dimension and the regular dimension. They use the same stairs. They use the same little. Yes, they just changed the color of the light. They put a filter on it. It's absolutely horrible in every conceivable way. The kills are terrible. The woman's not scary. Her makeup's not scary. Everything about it is
the makeup on the. I was like, what? It was like blackface gone wrong. It was just, I was like, what the heck is this?
Like a girl coming back from a club,
or you cried too much at a party or something, and mascara ran. It did not work. I was like,
you could tell they watched Stranger Things and they thought they were making their own version of the Upside Down, where you go to this world and there's a giant X in the sky. What is that? What does it mean? Does it stand for? Like what?
That's the bottom of the elevator.
Got it. Okay. Well,
When
this
it
movie's the
crashed
bottom
on-
of the elevator of
Yeah.
movies.
This movie is at the bottom of the elevator, but
Yeah.
that's where the X comes from.
And the whole circle salt thing, I was like,
Oh my
come
God.
on. You watch
That was
Supernatural way
funny.
too
Like,
As soon as
somebody
the girl
watched
walks in, she
Supernatural way too many
drags
times.
her,
Yeah.
or the guy, one of them just drags their feet across it.
Just kicks it. Like, he's the one that's all scared. He's the one that believes in this thing, yet he kicks the salt circle like a dipshit. And then and then the whole thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm protected. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
It's just, and then you know what's the worst part? This movie had the audacity to then try to add in some social commentary with the Asian guy and the way he used this. He used this girl.
Yeah.
And you can't do this. You're using your power to manipulate people. I'm like, oh my God. How dare they even try to tell me this in this movie?
How dare you have morals in this movie?
Yeah, and like their YouTube content looks horrible. They're like, we got so many subscribers,
Yeah,
blowing up, and I'm like, dude, this looks like
sponsors and
dude,
blah. I'm
it looked like if Nickelodeon was making an R-rated horror movie for the first time. I swear that's the best comparison. It looked like a Nickelodeon TV show, barely R-rated.
Yeah,
it was that quality. It was awful.
It's terrible. I think this is the worst movie we've scored. I mean, I haven't know the score, but for me,
I'm sure you've seen others that are as bad, but it's very terrible.
I mean, I'm putting it right there with Skinamarink as like one of the worst ones I've seen this year. It's like right there.
Valentine.
Valentine was an old movie. We watched that last year for our horror movie thing, and that was your pick, by the way.
That was my pick.
I mean, even that, I think that got a 40 something.
Skinamarink was worse than this because it's not a movie.
Showing up with the dad jokes. No, it is not very uplifting.
No.
I don't know.
It's at least this didn't have the nerve of coming out in the theater like Skinamarink did. So in that regard, that movie's worse.
Oh no, it did come out in the theater.
Where, in Denmark or something?
In Russia? No, it was released in Russia and made $250,000 in Russia.
Oh man!
I mean, that's the horror man. They'll see anything. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even gonna go to the highlights because there's no highlights. There is nothing scored over a 5 anywhere in this by any of the three of us. Nothing. Most of it is like 1s and 2s. I think I gave the trailer a 5 because I was like I'm actually interested, and then just totally deflated. It was awful.
I have to
but most of the stuff that we did is like 1s and 2s, maybe a 3 here and there.
Well, let me ask you a question, David, about your scoring, because from what I remember from doing the other show with you, you said for cast, if you don't know anybody, you give it a default 4, right?
No. If you don't know anybody, if it was a foreign movie, it's a default 4. Because
so for this, I could have went lower?
Yeah.
Well, hell, I give it a 1 then. Okay,
you could have.
My score's wrong then. My score's 3 points too high.
Yeah, so no, it's foreign movies, and movies that came out before you were born get a default 4, and documentaries.
Yeah,
then 1.
If it's an American movie and you don't know the people, 1.
Yep,
that's the lowest.
Okay.
So yeah, you're still the lowest out of the 3 of us.
So when you put it up -3, it's even lower.
So -3.
Yeah.
So that's going to put you at 18, I think.
Oh, damn.
Correct.
Alex absolutely loves this. Okay, so let's just pop into our final scores on Elevator Game. Get this out the way.
Yes, please.
And here we go. IMDb is giving this a 4.1. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 36%, audience score 37%. Rich gave it a 30. I gave it a 36. Nate, 21 minus 3 equals 18. But I'm keeping the other one because I already did the average.
Fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Our average score is 29.
Oof.
I'm glad I got it down into the 20s for us. I'll be honest. I'm glad I weighted your guys' score down a little bit because 36% of critics liked it? Who liked this? Who gave it a positive? Who's like, yeah, you know what? This it's pretty good. I'm going to give it a positive score. It must have been the director and all his friends or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this
It ranks
is if we're going by the average score, this is the worst average score of the year.
Wow.
What did Skimmerink get?
Skinamarink got, I actually had it like 31 or something like that.
So not much.
That's because I wasn't here. It would have got it would have brought it down to a 22.
Yeah,
man, I'm kind of mad about the cast score now. I wish if I knew, I would.
Yeah, should have double checked. But
That's
I mean,
okay.
we talked about the wild card and stuff because I was
I
like,
felt like I asked so
sure
many questions that I didn't want to keep asking questions.
Hey, remember, this
you
is
can
like
totally ask as many questions. You can.
Right.
Rich has been with me for over a year. He still asks questions.
I asked him what was what, and he gave me an answer that I didn't believe.
Like,
so I had to ask you.
You didn't believe?
Yeah, it's like you might want to ask Dave.
Yeah, I was like, let me ask David. He knows. He's gonna know.
Like all day yesterday, it was like because Evan and Rich were talking about what time our show is on October 16th, and that went on for a long time. And I was on.
Well, we got sidetracked.
Just ask David.
My wife's like, who the fuck is texting you? And I'm like, it's the boys. It's just
the boys.
Hey, if anyone in the chat is going to be on the show in the future, here's a slogan: just ask David.
Yeah,
just ask David.
Yeah,
talk to Rich, but ask David.
Yeah, no, I've been doing this way for so long that I have it like on automatic pilot. So yeah, just ask me. Feel free to ask Rich.
He's affected my brain. I can't watch a movie.
You can't watch it without scoring shit.
I score it. My brain automatically starts scoring it. I can't watch a movie.
No, I'm literally watching creator going, okay, I know that guy. I know that guy. I know that guy. And
to be honest,
goes, who's that guy?
I went in and scored the cast for all the movies just looking at the IMDb page because I was like, I'm really good with names and faces. So I was like, okay, just get it.
No, usually me too. But if I watch the movie, I can go boom, 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 boom as they're.
And I do it with TV shows now too. I was like, oh man, it's not that.
What was
overlooked? It was so popular because it came with a loaf of bread. Oh, you're talking about Russia.
Oh, for the Russia? Oh, damn.
Nice. It came with a free loaf of bread.
That was the Ukraine market. I hope.
All right. So let's jump into our fifth movie, or fifth highest, second movie that's eliminated this week. Any guesses?
I'm gonna say Sweetwater. It's not my next lowest, but that's the one
that's what I'm gonna go with too, Sweetwater.
Okay. Well, you're close, but no cigar. Where is the dang thing at? I've got so many files up here. Okay. All right. So our fifth movie and the second one to be eliminated tonight is
nothing weird going on here.
Just a little pruning.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That was my second word. So I should have just went with that.
You should have just went with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Elemental just came out on physical, you guys. And Jay agrees. So yeah, okay. So what was it about this one, Nate, that either appealed or didn't appeal to you?
Yeah, so I saw this at the theater back when it came out, and I'm a big Pixar. I'm starting to become less of one, but I was a big Pixar fan, and this ended up being in that other video I did earlier, my most disappointing movie of the year, because I had a feeling, or I should say, I had a hope that Pixar would go back to their creative peak, do something that's really different, that's really creative, that's really innovative. And instead what they did was make a rom-com with elements filling in for people of different races. And that's all well and good, but it is just fine. Like, the movie's just fine. And for me, it for that studio, it should be better than fine. It'd be like Christopher Nolan coming out with a rom-com that's probably going to be well directed and have a great cast, but at the end of the day, it has a ceiling, right? And a movie like this, for me, it just has a ceiling, and I didn't really enjoy it that much.
I'm gonna agree with everything you said. I don't know what's the deal with Pixar. I don't know if it's Disney pushing them to rush things out. Because it seems like we've been getting a lot of Pixar movies lately, but they just lost their magic. I mean, it's sad too, because I think the last good one they had for me was Soul, and I thought that was fantastic.
Soul was very good.
I loved Soul. I thought that was really good.
But for me, that's the last good one.
Yeah, I would say this was better than Lightyear because Lightyear was really terrible.
Oh, that was Pixar?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yes. This was better than that, but that's not saying much in my opinion.
Same little soggy. Yeah, it was all wet in the napkin. Okay, so I had low expectations for this. I did not want to see this in the theater. I didn't want any part of it. But I thought maybe my granddaughter would like it. So I bought it on Blu-ray, put it in the player, and my granddaughter left. She didn't. She was not interested. She came back every once in a while and would watch certain things. Yeah. I think she'll like it more later on, but I actually ended up liking it toward the end. Not fully. I wasn't like big time on it, but the story and yeah, it's definitely racial in nature. The way that they do this, and I don't want to, I'm just going to come out and say it. There's no antagonist here. There's nothing, there's no big evil that's doing something wrong to one of the races or anything, to one of the elements or anything like that. It's just, it's a rom-com. It's just kind of like a normal story, only with elements. But
elements as people.
Yeah, you can tell that the fire race is definitely some sort of Asian nationality and that the Caucasians are the water ones. Totally fine. I get it. I read that the director did this based on his own life story because his parents immigrated from Korea, and that's kind of how his life was, where there's a lot of racial tension and there were a lot of problems, and I get it. In the end, I kind of want something more fantastical with the story because it's animated. You guys are like going through fences and you're making bubbles and you're doing all kinds of crap. Do something, make it, it was trying to be, I mean, even Zootopia had more excitement. Oh, yeah. But
Zootopia's great.
The story parallels mine and my wife's story. And because my wife's Filipino and her father immigrated from the Philippines, and there was all sorts of racial tension and things like that. And I remember my going to her family's place for cookouts and stuff like that. And I was viewed racially as, negatively because of my race. So I actually saw a lot of similarities and familiarity with it. And I even really kind of enjoyed the ending. So I was a little higher than you guys, but I still think it was great. I think it needed to be so much better. And Pixar really needs to jump back on that bandwagon because I used to really like their stuff.
Yeah.
And this one, it is better than Lightyear.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I think I know, but I'm going to ask you guys anyway. You've seen the movie An American Tail, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to talk about an animated film. I know it's older, but dealing with immigration, with leaving one country, coming to a new place. They're Jewish, obviously they're Jewish mice, and it's different, but it had the animals, right? You could get the kids to watch it, but it had very heady themes, very adult, but told in a way that a kid can enjoy it. To me, this movie's it doesn't have that level of gravitas at all with the story. Like, it's very surface level.
Yeah.
Meet cute. They, he cries a lot. They go to dinner. There's like a little bit of trouble. Yeah, the whole family cries. You're like, come on, we gotta be together. You're fire, I'm water. We could do it. It's like, okay, I don't know. I could see why you would like it more because you can relate to it.
Yeah, it's that connection.
Yeah, but it was just too simple and just not. Yeah, it's just too simple.
Yeah, it didn't check all the boxes for me even, but I found myself associating with the story more and liked it for that. I remember my daughter and I actually watched it, and then because granddaughter took off, but my daughter was like, why are the water people crying so much? And I said, because they're Caucasian, they do that. White people do that. And she goes, She goes, why? I says, all Caucasians are made of tears. So it just happens. And so she started laughing.
And Dave gets canceled.
And Dave gets canceled. But I'm talking about myself. So that shouldn't be too bad. So I thought the cloud air people were the white people. That's exactly what I said.
Other kind of white people.
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Jimmy Stewart's last movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What was?
Hey, Mama Blu-ray. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for jumping in. So I ended up liking it. I didn't love it. I don't know if I'd watch it again. I'm hoping my granddaughter will actually turn around since I paid $15 for it, but not too bad. I think it's for older kids. And then I think the older people might like it, but otherwise, I don't think it's a full family film. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like 8 to 12 area. I think they'll enjoy that.
My niece is 12 and she did not like this movie.
Yeah, my daughter's 12.
She was like, I don't like, she loved, you know what she loved? This year, Spider-Verse was her favorite. She's watched it like 11
Spider-Verse, Spider-Verse is awesome.
But I also think this movie will hit different for people. I know I'm a little bit. There you go. I know I'm a little bit younger than you guys.
Yeah.
So like my relationship to Pixar is a little different because Toy Story came out when I was 9. So it's like I grew up with Pixar.
Yeah.
So at this stage they've just kind of like lost me. And it's Rich, to your question, I think it's very much. It feels more Disney than Pixar anymore.
Yes.
They're homogenized. It's just one big thing.
Yeah.
You can't barely tell the difference anymore.
And you used to be able to. And that's
An American Tail was Jimmy Stewart's last movie. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know there's a delay. See, look, it even had Jimmy Stewart in it. Much better.
Yeah. See? Instead of I didn't really recognize, aside from Catherine O'Hara, who plays Mama Water, she's the only one I recognized by her voice in the movie. But everyone else, I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. And sometimes that's not a bad thing.
No, I'd rather not recognize people.
I'd rather not. With horror movies and with animated movies, I'd rather not recognize the cast because it could distract me from the movie.
We've talked about that at length. So,
Jeff agrees with you, Nate.
There you go.
Yeah. Caveman. Yeah. But Mel's in the house. So
hello.
So let's take a look. We do have some highlights here. We all gave the cinematography or the visuals a 10. So, and Rich, you and I gave the wild card a 10 because I think, animation wise, it's really good. It totally lacks in the story. Now I was a sucker for the ending, so I gave the ending an 8, and I gave the acting an 8. So did you, Rich. Nate, your next highest was a 6 for the acting and a 6 for the cast. So, that was pretty awesome. But let's go to our final scores. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything new. Everybody's just saying hi to each other. Our final scores on Elemental coming in 5th. IMDb is giving us a 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 74%. Audience score 93%. Rich, you gave this a 67. I gave it a 70. Nate, you gave it a 52. And our total average score is 63.
That's not bad.
Fair. I guess.
It's not bad. Let's like Nate. I think Nate said it perfect. It's just fine.
Yeah.
it was just fine.
Inoffensive. It is inoffensive.
And I would totally take, Across the Spider-Verse every day and twice on Sunday.
You better.
This felt like a DreamWorks movie more than a Pixar.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a DreamWorks. It's fine. You can watch that. It's watchable. But rewatchable, I don't know.
Rewatchable, I don't know.
Yeah. I have no idea.
And 4K King's in the house.
Up,
what is up, my friend?
Hello.
All right. So let's get to number 4. And you guys were talking about it. So let's just get right to it. Our number 4 movie this week is...
I coach a team called the New York Knickerbockers.
Ain't no Negroes playing your league.
It's not going to be like that forever.
That's right. It is Sweetwater. And I kind of like this. This was
expecting a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more.
I mean, usually these biopics are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, Flamin' Hot really got me. I like that.
Me
And
too.
I really like Tetris. And there's been some really good biopics to come out recently, especially this year on streaming. Now, this has been out on physical for a while.
Yeah.
And it just came to streaming, you guys. And it's Hulu, right?
Yeah. Hulu.
Yeah. So it's on Hulu right now if you guys want to see it. But I gotta say, this was kind of... Oh, and they're all saying hi to each other. So let's fast forward through that. Everybody's saying hey. Sweetwater has been on my list for a while.
Check it out on Hulu, man.
Check it out on Hulu. But yeah, this was pretty good. It wasn't great. I expected more because of the cast. I thought the cast was phenomenal. Carrie Ells, Jeremy Piven. I'm not a fan of his, but he's okay. But it has a really good cast. Even Richard Dreyfuss is in it.
Yeah,
and then
a couple scenes.
But it was just kind of like, okay, Albert.
Yeah,
I wasn't too keen on. I found myself liking it as the movie progressed. I'm not a basketball fan, but I do like biopics.
I love basketball.
Okay, so what was it about this one that you liked or didn't like, Nate?
Yeah, so I love basketball. I love the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. So this was like, okay, when I had never even heard of this movie, and it was like, oh, it's about the Knicks and the first black player, and immediately your brain goes to, okay, so this is the 42 of basketball. This is the Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
It is essentially the first black player in the NBA, and unfortunately, they're uncomparable because one of them is a significantly better film and a significantly better made film. My main issue with this, I agree with you guys. Like, I didn't hate it. I was along for the ride most of the time, but it's so cheap. Everything about it just feels like a TV movie, from the music to the way it's shot. It's very flat. It looks like a television movie more than like a movie that you would see at a theater. And I think this actually came out in a theater near me. After the fact, I was like, wait a second, I think this played near me somewhere. So yeah, I didn't hate it. Yeah, like you guys said, the cast is it's full of faces and names that Carrie Elwes is in this, and Kevin Pollak, and like you mentioned, Richard Dreyfuss and Jeremy Piven. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it was fine. This is like the Elemental of basketball movies. It was fine. I've seen better and I've seen worse both. I do think they danced around certain things. Yeah. I think they focused too much on irrelevant things, like his relationship with that singer. I thought was 100% fluff.
Yeah.
Meant nothing.
That seemed totally unnecessary for the story.
To see more of after he got in the NBA, more from there on. I didn't care about some of that, the Harlem Globetrotter stuff. I really didn't. I wanted to see when he made it in the NBA.
I wish they actually showed more of his youth. You get a flashback, him and his dad, and then he's like, "You're gonna go with your dad," and then he's a basketball player. And I think they could have spent the time where they're developing the thing with the girl on his backstory into where he really came from, how hard he had it. And I think this movie played it safe with a lot of that stuff too, with the race stuff. I'm sure it was a million times worse than this movie made it. So I think it was a little soft in that regard, but I mean, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was fine. Yeah. The basketball stuff is a little bit. The basketball stuff is questionable as a fan. It's not the best basketball I've ever seen.
It looks really slow.
Yeah.
And it was okay, like they don't want to mess it up, so we're gonna dial it back a little bit.
And the other thing, and this is my last point, they made it out because he did go into the Hall of Fame, and they do show that at the end he was a Hall of Famer, but he was more so put in the Hall of Fame for being the first black player than he was for statistics, because he was not like he averaged like 10 points, 9 like very average player, but because he broke the color barrier, he went into the Hall of Fame. So I think the movie made him like he was like, even when he's talking with Jim Caviezel's in this too.
Yeah, Jesus.
Caviezel in the taxi.
In the back of a cab, just
and he's basically they're almost like saying like, well, Michael Jordan wouldn't be if this guy wasn't, and in a way that's true, but they're almost like saying he was that good, and in real life he was good, obviously, but he wasn't like Larry. Larry Bird's white. Let me not say Larry Bird. Dr. J. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They made it look like they made it look like he was trying. He toned himself back.
Yeah.
So he'd be more accepted.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of Jackie Robinson a little bit, because it was more about having a tough skin and being able to take the ridicule and the punishment than it was about actually playing a good game.
Right.
And so I did like that. I also, the only statistic that I knew coming into this, I was like, wait, I thought Earl Lloyd was the first one to step on a court. And they actually talked about that in the movie. And I thought that was pretty cool, because I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So if that's true about how Earl Lloyd became the first person on the court and not Sweetwater, I think that was kind of a neat thing to the story. But everybody with their fake New York accents and trying to make it look like they're from New York, but they're really not. And that kind of cracked me up, because I was like, I can tell that Cary Elwes is not
definitely
from New York. He's trying to talk New York, and it was really funny.
He was struggling with that accent.
In the one NBA game they showed, the refs came around too quickly. They were fouling him left and right and not calling fouls on him, but we're not racist anymore by the end of the game. And that was a thing. Miss Caveman touched on that earlier, where the acting was good, but the whole movie felt like it was rushed. And I agree with that point. I think the whole movie felt rushed, like they were really trying to just fast forward to him playing in the first NBA game and figuring out, and then the referees were like, oh, he's not so bad. I think they could have.
She's making a great point, because if you remember the scene in the restaurant, he goes to sit down, he orders food, and the guy points at the sign like, you can't eat here. And he literally just walks over and takes it down, and then they bring him food. And I'm like, there's no way. Food. There's no way.
The cops would have been there and they would have beat him.
Right. Yeah. Everyone became unracist by him standing up to them a little bit. It's like, no,
that's not how.
Show the struggle. If you're gonna do this movie, show the struggle. So I agree with her.
Yeah. All right.
Like some of the family-friendly version of this.
Who made this film?
Sweetwater.
Who did make this film?
I wondered if it was.
It was like some little nothing.
I wonder if it was a faith-based movie. Like
it was. Yeah, it was just some. Yeah,
and I wonder if that's why.
I don't think so, because they usually you could tell their logos at the beginning of something. I think it was just like a little rinky-dinky studio. Yeah. I don't know if the faith-based people would hire Jeremy Piven. He got kind of a.
Oh yeah, didn't he get?
He got kind of a rep. Yeah,
he's got kind of a.
Yeah, he got a bad rep.
Yeah, he got a bad rep.
Dell said it right. They Disney-fied it. That's yes.
It says Sunset Pictures, but it was filmed at the Warner Brothers Burbank Studios.
Oh, okay.
So, but Sunset Pictures and Reserve Entertainment did it.
You could tell. Did you see how small Madison Square Garden was in this movie?
I thought
it looked like a high school gym.
It looked like a high school gym, and not even like a junior high gym, like one of those multi-purpose rooms that there's a stage and you could put some seating.
And it was always filmed from the same side. They never showed any.
I have never been.
They never showed the other side.
No way.
There's no way Madison Square Garden looked like that in the beginning, and then like they're gonna do bingo later because that's how the place was like a bingo hall. Yeah, it wasn't much bigger than the barn that they played in
right
when they were the Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, the
Agreed.
court was like the same size.
The barn arena was cooler than Madison Square Garden.
Barn arena was fun. It was so
That was
cool.
sick.
And when he gets the kid and brings him out, and that was kind of the
You gotta put that in the video. Like you could unlock
I
the
like
barn
the.
arena. That's cool.
Yeah, I like
Have
the
you
Harlem
been to Madison Square
Globetrotter.
Garden, Nate?
I have not been to the garden. I've not been inside. I've only been outside of it. It's one of my bucket list things to do, but I know it's very massive compared to now. This was probably the original garden, which is not the one that it is now. But even the original one is bigger than that. I mean, you can't even see the fans. It's like a bunch of space and then a hallway, and then there's some seats above it. I'm like, this is cheap.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, where is this? Yeah,
you gotta save money.
K-Man says the pacing wasn't there, wasted time where it wasn't pertinent to the story and not enough to where it mattered. Exactly. That was the thing. Like the whole thing with the singer, if they'd have gotten rid of that, I would have been happy because they would have been able to spend more time on the game and getting through the basketball and more time with the Globetrotters and I which I liked. Yeah, it seemed like they slowed down in the places where they shouldn't have. They should have just left it, and then they sped up on the good meaty parts where it would actually, what the guy was about. So yeah, I totally agree with all the comments here.
If you really think about it, mentally remove the scenes with her, it changes nothing in the story at all.
Right.
It has no bearing. Yeah, it does no bearing on the story whatsoever. There's not even a love interest or anything that really, it doesn't matter. That whole thing never mattered.
But they did need to leave in Eric Roberts as the racist gas station guy because that was no one's supposed to, but it kind of made me laugh.
Yes. And I just
He
knew
it was Hanky, right?
I just knew someone was going to be there with a gun. I just didn't know it was going to be Eric Roberts.
He made him give him an autograph, and then he still didn't let him use the gas.
Let him get gas. They started to push the button.
Like, oh my gosh.
He was even reluctant to take the handkerchief back.
The pen. He didn't want to touch the pen.
And he was like, I didn't want to touch it, so wrap it with the handkerchief. Thanks for the autograph. Now go before I shoot you. Yeah. Think about how much time they wasted talking about only getting paid $50.
Yeah. On the bus. We spent like 20 minutes of the movies on the bus.
Yeah. I went to the Garden to see the Knicks 7 or 8 times as a kid.
Oh yeah. I'm jealous.
That's cool. I've never been to the Garden.
I've seen them here, but I've never seen them at the Garden.
I don't like basketball, so I've never seen a basketball game.
I'm not a basketball fan. I've actually never been to a live game, but
I have been to a basketball game where they played it on donkeys.
What in the world? That sounds like something a Cardinals fan would go to. No, donkey basketball.
Yeah.
Donkey ball.
Right. Yeah, donkey ball.
When I was a kid.
But no, I mean, I coached my son's junior high school team because they didn't have anybody. So they were like, Dad, can you coach us? That way we'll have a team. And I'm like, sure, I'll coach you guys.
I just love sports. I should preface. I love all of them. I love football, basketball, hockey, boxing, UFC. So movies about them, I tend to at least have somewhat of a knowledge. So it makes it a lot easier to engage with them. So yeah, I think Jay mentioned earlier my rule about basketball movies, but Jay, this movie doesn't count. If the movie's about basketball, I'm okay with it. What he's referencing is I hate when there's scenes in movies where they're playing basketball, but it's not a basketball movie, like Catwoman or Alien Resurrection or Escape from LA. Oh. Like I hate basketball scenes in non-basketball movies. I don't like them. Hate them.
That's funny.
Yeah, hate them. Unless it's a comedy, like Chuck and Larry. There's a funny basketball scene in there.
Yeah. All right. So
Larry's funny.
No, I said there's a funny basketball scene in there.
There's a funny basketball scene in Chuck and Larry.
I was careful with my words.
Yes.
Give you a
so getting to our highlights, basically our only 10, and all 3 of us did it, is for cast because it does have a really good cast. Let's see, Rich, you and I actually gave 8s to the ending and 8s to the story. Nate, you got 7s for acting, plot, story, and I think that's it. Yep, that's it. We also gave 7s to direction and wild card, and I'm thinking I overscored the direction because I think the director should have known to pull that crap out that they didn't need to put more stuff in that they did. So yes, donkey ball, that is the new sport. I've got to see some videos on that. No love for the b-ball scene in Escape from LA.
I hate it. I totally hate it.
The 3, 2, shot clock.
This guy's been in jail. He's like freaking Larry Bird out here. I'm like, no, I hate that scene. I hate it.
He throws it from full court.
Yeah, swish. No,
Swish.
Get out of here.
And they're all like, that's never happened before. What do we do?
It's the same thing with Alien Resurrection. Remember Ripley? She's playing basketball and she's like, you do like crossovers. And I'm like, what am I watching? Like yes, I hate it.
I don't remember that.
Hitting Ron Perlman in the head with it.
Yeah. Rich deleted it from his mind because it's so bad.
Prepared for that 70s show.
I do like that 70s show, but nothing involving basketball.
Nothing involving the basketball scenes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do our final scores for Sweetwater, coming in 4th this week, which is not bad. IMDb is giving this a 6.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 26%. Audience score 95%. Rich, you gave it a 70. I gave it a 71. Nate, 59 for an average score of 66.7. Number 4 this week.
I'm coming in with the lowest every time, but that's okay. I feel like one of them I'm going to be the highest. I have a feeling. Don't tell me, Dave. Don't no spoilers.
We've got a donkey named Thor. If you want to come train on him, Rich.
The donkey ball.
Oh shit.
Rich is all
donkey ball right? All-star Rich.
Donkey ball all-stars. That's awesome. All right. So number 3
is
any guesses?
Yes. I think it's Nowhere.
I was gonna say Nowhere.
Mi contenedor se cayó.
¿Pero dónde estás?
That's right. It is Nowhere. This is on Netflix right now. It's a Spanish film, and it's European Spanish. You guys, not Mexican Spanish. So not
mine either.
I know more Spanish than
that's true.
I'm Puerto Rican. Rich, what? Mexican?
Yeah.
This is Spain. You know.
Yeah.
This is Spain. This is like this is the Queen Spanish. So I'm gonna check for Donkey Ball tonight on the Ocho. It comes on right after Dodgeball.
Yes.
Oh, what's up,
Michael?
Mike in the house? Okay, so I've heard good things about this one.
I liked it.
I liked this.
I did too.
This was a pleasant surprise for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys do not watch it dubbed, watch it subtitled.
Yeah.
Because I think the female lead here is fantastic.
She was awesome.
She was really good. I mean, it's really simple, and I can't believe this hasn't been done in the past. A shipping container in the middle of the ocean, dude. What a confined thriller. This is this was pretty darn good. I enjoyed it. It just, there's no cast, and it's foreign, so it automatically gets the 4. And so it's not going to score very high, but I think this is definitely worth a watch. Nate, what'd you think about this?
Yeah, this is one of those that I have things that I really like and a couple of issues. I think the performance by Ana Castillo, her name is, she's fantastic. She is very, very good. She has to carry the movie. She's not the only person in it, but she's pretty much the only person in it.
She carries it.
She carries it, and I think she did a fantastic job. It's a physically demanding role as well as an emotionally demanding role, and I thought she did very well. I like the music in this a lot. I thought that was very good. I like the score.
The tension, it was really good. It
really fit every scene. I think it fit really well. My main issue, I have some issues, but nothing like glaring. I think, for a survival film, there's certain things that were a little convenient for me, that it was like, okay, you're going from, well, first of all, this is not a spoiler because this is a trailer. She's pregnant, and she's a pregnant lady, and she lives in this somewhere war-torn version of some country. They don't really talk about it.
It's Spain. They do it like right in the very beginning. where it's like a news
on a
report and they're
radio.
in the car and it's telling them that, oh, this is, there's war in Spain and people are running and women and children are being killed and all this kind of stuff. So they're trying to escape the country.
Yeah, I wish they spent more time, like Rich said, on that stuff. I think it was undercooked for me. But
it was medium rare chicken.
Yeah, and she had too many skills for her scenario. Like, she knows how to do stitches, fish, build stuff. She's MacGyver. And it's like, okay, I love a good survival movie, but I thought it was good. I did think this was surprisingly good. I don't really like Netflix movies in general. So
I was just gonna say, you don't like streaming movies.
No,
you say they're not real movies.
They're not. They're not. To me, they are the equivalent of straight-to-video movies from the 90s. Just instead of video, they go to streaming. So I'm not crazy with them. But I thought this one was solid. I did think it was solid. I liked it. And I thought she was great, and I would love to see her in more things. Spanish, English, I don't care. Yeah. I would just love to see her do more stuff.
Caveman tried watching this before Sweetwater, but the dubbing was absolutely horrible. Yeah, like I said, subtitled. You can switch it to the original Spanish. Do it that way for sure. What is your kitty's name, Rich?
Ivy.
Yeah, your pussy was behind you, so
it was.
Yeah,
Ivy.
You lose so much in the performance when you watch it dubbed.
Yeah, like, I will never watch a foreign movie dubbed. Whatever, I don't care what movie it is.
Yeah, Jeff, this is on Netflix, so this is I dug this. I was like white knuckling it, but yeah, she is incredibly skilled for someone who was, oh, phooey, I burned the darn muffins in the beginning, and like, oh no, don't leave me alone, I don't know what to do, to making cargo nets and catching fish and stitching and making and doing stitches and then giving birth, and I was like, holy crap,
placentas.
Eating placenta and
that was nasty.
Yeah,
she's like freaking MacGyver in this thing.
Did you guys think she was losing her mind at one point?
She definitely was. There's the whole scene.
The phone.
The whole thing where she was delirious and like because she had no water for a few days, and she was.
Go as far as spoilers. Try not to.
Yeah, we don't try.
We try not to. Okay, we try not to. Just
I'll dance around this, but you guys will know what I'm talking about since you saw the movie. There's a decision she made for someone. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. For someone who is as proficient, apparently, as she is at everything, which she is, she makes some decisions that don't make any sense at the end. And I'm talking specifically when it comes to her baby and a chocolate bar. I'll just say it that way. It kind of was like, it took a little bit of the wind, because I was into it at that point. I was like, oh, shoot, what's going to happen? And then I'm like, what? That's not the same person that would do this, that would make this mistake or decision. And little things like that I'll be like, I'm right there. And then they would just bring me down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I will tell you that this would make a great Snickers commercial.
It shows the importance.
This would make a great Snickers commercial.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I just the weird thing about it for me was that there was all this random shit in the cargo container.
Yeah.
But it all made perfect sense to what she needed at the time.
That's the convenience that I'm talking about.
And it was just kind of like, I was like, wait, what is she gonna do with that? And I was like, oh shit, that's gonna.
She had a drill.
Really well.
She had a TV.
Remote. She was she was all set. She had a little massage chair.
She had Tupperware with rubber piping. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect Tupperware. Like all these headphones.
Yeah.
These wired headphones.
Wires. Yeah. She makes she can make a hammock. And I'm like, what is going on? What is in there? It looked like there was 2 boxes in there, but apparently there was 9,000 items in these 2 boxes.
There was like a whole bunch of items in there. It was like Kmart Blue Light Special. All these items came out.
How did you not see her at the beginning in that container? There's no, I
can tell you, she was laying on the top, but they did not open the door all the way. Remember, they just cracked it. So they
just cracked it,
and then they started shooting.
The wall. Okay.
Yeah.
So they never opened it all the way.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I was like, how did they not see her when they backed out?
Did they take all the bodies out though? Or did she
Yeah.
just close? Oh, they did.
No, they
No,
took
they
them all out.
pulled.
So they
Yeah, they
should have
pulled all the
maybe
body.
seen her then, but that's the only time.
Yeah.
That was a good scene though. I thought that
It was.
I was like, I didn't believe that they went there.
Especially with the kids.
Yes, that's the part I was meaning. I'm surprised they went there.
Yeah.
But good for them.
I'd say see this movie, man.
Yeah, I think this is worth a watch, but yeah, definitely,
In
don't
English. I mean, in
watch
Spanish.
just watch it in Spanish, get the subtitles, and you'll get the full effect of the lead. Because yeah, she was fantastic. I mean, it was all her in the movie, but she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I kind of wanted the ending to be a little bit different, but
Same.
I did like it.
It was kind of just like, we're over.
I was kind of like, oh, okay. I just think if it wasn't, if it, let's say if it landed worse than it did, I would have expected it more.
Yeah.
I don't want to let any more out than that, but
Well, there's a lot of people who interpret it differently than the actual ending. Because I think I know what you're saying, and there are some people who read it that way, that it's a little more bleak than the actual ending lets on, which I could see. I could see it. I didn't read it. I think I read it like you. But because I looked it up online just to see what people were saying after the fact, and there was a couple people who were like, "Well, I think this happened," and I'm like, "Well, that's not what I got, but maybe made me think at least."
Definitely check it out, though.
Yeah, check it out, Del. I think you might
Worth to watch.
I think this was
we've talked so far. This is the one out of so far. I think this is the one you definitely need to check out.
I think this was my biggest surprise, and so that just I had no expectations for this, and then I watched it, and I was white knuckling it by the end, and totally dug it. I'd watch this again.
But our Netflix foreign movies, we've enjoyed them for the most part.
Yeah, there's only been like a couple that we were like, no.
The one you watched with Alex. That was no.
The one you watched with Alex.
I forgot about that one.
And then Alex draws the short straw.
Yeah.
And we light that bag of poop on fire for him. K-Man says very captivating and cavitation with placenta, eating snickerdoodles. Okay.
The placenta part was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Understandable, but gnarly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. That was one of the first things I thought of. I was like, eat the placenta, because there's stem cells, there's regeneration. I mean, you get all sorts of good. I mean, it's awful, but you get all sorts of good stuff from that.
Well, she had fire. I didn't understand that.
I know she had the thing, and she had with the to warm up the kid, and then she doesn't cook the fish with it.
Yeah, I was like, why?
At that point, you're so hungry. You ain't wasting time cooking nothing.
I'm a germaphobe. I don't know.
I bet you wouldn't be a germaphobe if you were knocking on death's door. You would eat the fish raw.
You would eat that fish. You would take that fish down.
I hope, or you just die. That's the other. Option.
Or you just die. Just screw it. I'm not going to do it.
Be a dead germaphobe or a living non-germaphobe.
That's true.
Yeah. I've been lost in the woods for a while, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna eat whatever I can find.
Eat some
I
bugs.
don't care. Bugs. I've eaten grasshoppers and ants. I've done it.
Got protein. It's got protein.
Sticking nothing in my mouth that crawls. No.
Rich would die. I think we're learning Rich would die in the woods.
Yeah, I would die.
Yeah, he would die. He wouldn't even come to visit me because I'm too far in the woods.
Motherfucking tarantulas crawl. No.
A picture of a tarantula. No. Oh wait, hold on, I've got it. No.
No.
I was going for a walk, and in the middle of the street, there's just tarantula just walking along, and I'm like, oh hey, so I took pictures and I sent it to Rich.
No, I can't do that.
There's a lot of gnarly bugs around here too. So I mean, I'm not scared of bugs, and we got like a lot of lizards, lizards and frogs.
Florida, right?
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida. Yeah,
we got alligators,
snakes. I went to Orlando for I went to Orlando for a job interview and was there for 4 days. And I remember I'm in the hotel, and the bellhop walked me in and showed me everything. And I was like, hey, why do you have this steel mesh on the back porch? And then shunk, there's this 3-inch cockroach that flies and just lands.
Palmetto bugs. Yeah, the
yeah,
palmetto
big
bug. They're
old.
disgusting.
And I'm like, oh, now I get it.
And
So
mosquitoes, they eat you
they come
alive.
with
You just got
saddles.
bites. Yeah.
Well,
It's
hell,
You can just
awesome.
you
Come
can just
down, Rich. Come on
you
down.
can just ride them. Yeah, no, I've just got rattlesnakes and tarantulas and bears and mountain
At
lions.
least they're big. You could see them. You could
At
avoid
least,
them.
yeah, at least they're the only one you can't see is the scorpions, and I end up stepping on
hell
those.
no.
So
I don't mess with no scorpions. Now you've lost
No.
me. I'm out. I'm out.
my daughter says our tarantulas are cute. Yeah, they're so
No.
cute.
No.
Highly recommend. Love is in the Air. That's an Australian movie.
Australian.
I seen that. I think I was gonna put that on the list, but I passed.
Thank God.
So are you saying I should put it on the list?
Yes. He's saying it. He's saying shit.
What part
I'm in
of Florida?
Orlando. I'm in Orlando, baby. East Orlando. Not near Disney, but in Orlando.
You might as well
Been
just
to
move
Miami.
to
I like
Disney as
Miami.
much as you're there.
I go a lot. Well, I have an annual pass, but it's about 40-minute drive.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not that bad. But people think if you live in Orlando, you live next door to it. And it's like, no, it's not. It's
Like you just walk to
yeah. It ain't that close.
Florida state bird is the mosquito.
Well, probably the mosquito. It gotta be. There's a million, or the love bug. One of them. Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at our highlight for Nowhere. Nate, you threw a 10 at the acting for this.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
is that your first
rightfully
10?
so. I threw a 9 at it. So that's the first 10 that Nate has given all night. So I'm applauding
cinematography for the Elemental.
Cinematography and then cast for Sweetwater.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So third 10.
Yeah, so those are 10s, but we all gave 10s. This is the only one that you were the only one that gave a 10. But
wow.
I went 9. I went 9 for acting, and not, because I didn't like the husband.
Either did I.
He was my low spot as far as the acting went, so that kind of dropped it down. But I thought she was fantastic. And then Nate, Rich went 8 for the acting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Rich, you have a 9 for the story, and then 8s for just about everything else: ending, script, cinematography, direction, and wild card. I have a 9 for acting, 9 for ending, and then 8s for plot, story, cinematography, and wild card. Nate, aside from the 10, you've got 7s for ending and cinematography, and then an 8 for music.
Yeah,
which makes sense because you talked about the music being a positive.
Great.
Yeah, good tension with the score. I enjoyed that a lot. And Steve jumped on. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
What's up?
Saying hi. Mike says, Nate, that Orlando Disney thing is like how everything south of San Francisco is LA to people not from California.
That's me, Rich. I mean, David, you remember I went to LA in May for first time. I never been to California. And I'm like, how far are you? You know, like I'm thinking everyone lived. Evan, I'm like, yeah, you live close. I ended up meeting up with Harrison because he didn't live that far. But everyone was like, yeah, it's like 4 hours. It's like 5 hours. I'm like, oh, hell. Never mind. I don't know. I don't even know where I am. I've never been out there.
It's not, okay. So let's put it this way. If you were going to drive to where I am from Orlando, you'd be in North Carolina before you got to me.
Okay. Got it.
Even though it's one state, it's a long effing state.
Yeah, well, California, it's super tall. And like Florida's tall too, but like only if you're going from Miami up. So like Miami's 3.5 hours from here. So I feel like that was what some people were telling me. They're like, oh yeah, 4 hours, Northern California. But I think people who are not from there have that idea. Like they think LA is the center and everything's close to it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's Southern California. I didn't know. I mean, I knew when I got there, but
yeah. You don't realize it until you're actually there. You get it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to our final scores on Nowhere. Coming in third this week, IMDb is giving this a 6.5. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 50%. Audience score 66. Rich gave it a 73. I gave it a 74. Nate a 64 for an average score of 70.3. That's solid.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid score.
Solid.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right. So we got number 2 and number 1. I think we all know what number 2 is. because we all know what number one is. So let's go to our second best film of this week, and that is oh yeah, that is No One Will Save You. This is on Hulu. It just came out September 22nd. David is a nomad for the Sons of Anarchy, Northern California. So yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Nate, what'd you think?
There's a big tragedy with this film, and it's the fact that they did not put this in the theater. I would 100% have seen this in the theater.
This would have been cool in the theater.
I know it's 20th Century Studios, which means it was one of those projects that was already either in line or almost done when Disney bought it, all that kind of crap, right? They should. This was like Prey to me, in that it was a full-on movie that just they put on Hulu versus it was developed for it. It did not feel that way, at least. Yeah. I was. Listen, I never even heard of this. I didn't even know what it was. Rich tells me the movies. I look at the trailer. I'm like, okay, I like this girl. She's on Booksmart.
Oh, I love this girl. She's
Caitlin Dever, I think her name is. I'm like, great. All right. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't know that this was pretty much a silent film. This is a silent film. There is dialogue. There's like eight words spoken or something. 10.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant
move. I thought she was great in this. I thought the suspense was good. I do think the first half is better than the second half. For sure. There is a very distinct point where it changes. But even though the first half is better, I don't think the second half, I don't think it's bad. It's just not as good as the beginning. But yeah, I dug this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. I watched this with my family, my sister and my cousins, and we all really had a good time watching it.
I was just gonna ask you if they liked it.
They all my sister loved it, but she's very like skittish with. She used to be big into horror, and then she has kids and stuff now, so she doesn't watch it as much. So she's like very scared. She's like a scaredy cat. And she told me the next morning, she was like, that is like the perfect amount of scary for me. Like that is my limit. And I think that's a testament. Like it's a good suspenseful movie, but anyone could watch it, even if you're not, if you're kind of a scaredy cat. It's just the right amount.
I love the way the special effects were in this. They didn't seem cheesy. They were better than some big blockbuster movies. Not mentioning any names, The Flash.
PC. Sorry.
Yeah. And she's fantastic in this. I mean, there's one thing I had. If I'm sitting behind that refrigerator, I would yell "fuck" as soon as I saw that alien. I wouldn't be quiet. I mean, curse words would have started coming out, but that's just me.
And I like how they had different designs on the aliens.
Yeah,
like, they looked the same, their head, but the rest looked different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like they each had a purpose, like for what they did.
A little crackhead like monkey one,
like the one that was signaling,
doing Vogue. She was voguing.
Yeah.
The one that was voguing,
and the huge one.
Yeah,
the crack monkey. That was good.
Yeah, the crack monkey, the baboon from the Croods. That was like,
dude, that was the scariest one. That was the scariest one out of all.
That little cheer bug was.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dug this. This was, and yeah, there's no dialogue. There's just no dialogue because, nobody in town likes her.
Yeah.
The town is completely
why. I couldn't understand that at first. I was like, what did she do?
And I did think that was a problem. I would have liked to know what was going on with that. That kind of distracted me because I was like, why does the town hate her so much? And then you get that like 3/4 of the way through, you actually get what happened. So yeah, Caitlin Dever was awesome and Justified. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I agree with that. Justified. Yeah, I own the series for that. That was, she was good. I like Caitlin Dever. I mean, I've seen her a lot of the the drama shows that I've watched, Mentalist and Castle and things like that. She's had little parts in those when she was really young. So I recognized her right off the bat. And I thought, yeah, she was fantastic. Another one where she carries the entire movie. And because, she really doesn't have anybody to talk to because she's all alone and the town hates her. So it's just her emotions and her, running and screaming and aliens after her and stuff like that. So I love it. Right down to the scorch marks in the grass. I was like,
I dug that. I really like that.
I was like, okay, what's that about? When she first sees that in the beginning, I'm like, okay, I want to know what that's about. And then the questions answered. I liked how the story was put together.
And the aerial shots too of when they're from the whole
drone shots. Yeah. They had some shots they did with a drone where they flew over and stuff. Those were pretty cool. I did like that. I agree with the second half not being as good as the first. Nate, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. And I'm just gonna say I did not expect it to end the way it did.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys about that. Like, what did you think of the ending? Because I thought, and when I gave you my scores, it's based on my immediate visceral reaction to it. And again, I talked with my sister after. She kind of made some points that made me kind of rethink it. And I didn't dislike it as much. I wouldn't say I still didn't love the ending, but it changed my perspective on it a little bit. What did you guys think of the ending?
Yeah.
Without spoiling it.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Yeah. Just like, how did you feel about it?
Okay. So at first I was like, I didn't understand why it ended the way it did.
Yeah.
But then, I realized it made more sense to me how the town was reacting to her in the beginning.
Yes.
And that's where I was like, oh, okay. So I mean, I think ultimately the decision that she made, and I'm not going to spoil it, the decision that she made ended up better for her.
And her reaction to it. I didn't get it at first. I was like, this is weird. Yeah. This is weird. Yeah. And then my sister's like, yeah, but you got to remember, she's an outcast in this town and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that kind of does, because I didn't even think about that much at that point, because the movie was, was the end already. And I was like, you know what? I think so. Even though my score is, what it is, I would change it, but you can't change it. I would probably notch it up a point or two. I liked it better after the discussion.
Okay. So your original ending was a 5. So you would put it to like a 7, or
like a 7. Yeah, I thought it was. Okay. It fit better.
Okay. So because I did 21 minus 3 for elevator game. So we're gonna go. Your score
had to.
The average is still the average, but you get a plus 2 bonus for the ending.
Yes.
So I mean, I think Rich, you gave the ending a 7 as well.
Yeah.
I gave the ending an 8 because I mean, instantly as soon as I saw it, and I went, "Whoa, that wasn't what I expected." And then I went, "Oh wait,
yeah,
I can see." I can't say that I wouldn't do that if I wasn't in her place. If I was in her place in that situation, and I hadn't already just left town,
right?
I might have reacted the same way. I might have actually done that.
Yeah.
And let's be honest with each other. What is the alternatives, really, if you think about it, within the story of the movie? Not much. Yeah. So
especially the last thing you see at the end.
Right.
And I'm not going to say, last thing is you're like, okay, so what choice do you have? Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And that's a great shot, by the way. I like that shot. At the very end.
Yeah, it was cool.
At the very end, you're like, okay, and this is where you're like, okay, when in Rome, I'm just gonna say,
this should have played in the theater. It's a totally original film. It's not based on anything. It's not an adaptation. And instead of taking advantage and putting it out in October, where it's kind of spooky, the trailer, it shows it's kind of scary. Even it didn't have a huge budget. I think my niece told me it was like 25 million or something. You could have made that back easy. Honestly, this movie, this time of year, you could have made it back, and I feel like they missed an opportunity there.
Disney had an original property, could have put it in the theater. Instead, they put movies like Haunted Mansion.
Right.
And
IP.
what else did they put out?
IP over everything.
Yeah.
Missed
I agree with you.
This could have been a nice little sleeper for them, but
It could have been like a Talk to Me.
yeah, I mean, again, when your budget's 25 worldwide, you only got to hit about 65, and you're profitable at that point. This could have done that. It was. I think it would have got some good word of mouth. They could have done it at one of those Monday mystery things. It could have got some good buzz. I think it would have done well.
It's got those scares. You can get the UFO people.
Yeah.
Yep,
I agree.
Yeah. And I thought their
That's what
image of the
sucked me
Greys
in.
was, yeah. Oh no, that's like him in. But yeah, the image of the Greys in the beginning, I was like, okay, that's kind of basic. But because they were different
Their
classes,
movements
different
were
types, and the
unsettling.
way that they moved and what
Yeah.
they did, I was like,
They were so twitchy. It was creeping me out. I was
Yeah.
like,
I was
I don't
digging
like
it. And the way they communicated, it was just
Yeah.
kind of
nasty.
it was cool.
It was good.
Let's
It was cool.
let's take a look at some of our highlights. So so Nate, you threw a 10 at the acting on this one as well.
Yep.
And then Rich and I both gave it 9s. Rich and I both gave 10s to the plot, and Nate, you were an 8. Let's see. Rich, you have a 9 for the story, and then a 9 for the wild card. I gave a 9 to the script. And yeah, Nate got some 8s for direction as well as the plot, and a lot of 7s. But yeah, I think this was a good movie. This was fun. I think, semantic, just I was more surprised by Nowhere. So that one I liked a little bit better, but not insignificantly. I would watch both of these, Nowhere and No One Will Save You. I think they're both really good watches. And you guys, this is on Hulu. So let's take a look at our final scores on this sucker. No One Will Save You, coming in at number 2. IMDb is giving this a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 82%. Audience score 57%.
Weird.
Rich gave it a 75. I gave it a 73. Nate is a 71. Average score 73. So we're like
+2 now. So a 73 for me too. With my new +2.
So
all right.
So 73.
Finally, we're on the same. I'm not 10 points below you guys.
I'm glad you like this one. I was nervous because Nate's repeatedly said over and over he doesn't like Netflix streaming movies. But so far, man, he's somewhat like 2 movies.
Yeah. I feel like I still feel like this one wasn't meant to be a streamer. It just happened that way.
You hit a nice spot with Prey, and I agree with that. And Prey just came out on physical, so I had to grab the 4K because I really dug that. So
if this got one ever, I would buy it in a sec. This one has a lot of rewatchability to it because it's very fun. It's scary enough, but it's a lot of fun. And there's enough interesting ideas where you can rewatch it and be like, like I said, the ending for me, upon a rewatch, I might think totally differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll never happen. I can just watch it on Hulu again, I guess. But
Holland's in the house. Holland. I don't know if Prey got a physical release. Yeah, I hope this one gets a physical release. I'd get it.
Yeah, I would.
I would. Jeff said, dude, this one was nicely different. Yeah, I agree with that. That was it was a nice one.
Original, like
it was refreshing. The silent nature of it, refreshing. They did it in a cool way.
They did.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our number 1 movie this week. Don't think it comes as a shock to anybody, but let's see what.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
Yeah. So out in the theater right now, you guys, is The Creator, starring John David Washington and Nate. What were your thoughts on this?
Oh, I really enjoyed this movie. I really, really liked this movie a lot. I, for one, like I said, I was going to do a review for this anyway. So I was like, I was seeing this day one, even before I agreed to come on here. So when it was on the list, I was like, beautiful, done. And I thought it was great. I thought the cast was great. John David Washington, love him already. I think he's He's not his dad. I'm never going to compare him to Denzel, even though if you close your eyes, sometimes when he talks, he sounds like him, but he does not act like him. Yeah, but he does not act like him.
He's getting better.
He was started off good and is getting to great already, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
The little girl in this, I'm not even a big fan with kid actors, to be honest. She is amazing. I don't know if she's been in anything before, but she showed a range of emotions playing an AI robot. Yeah, that is more than some human characters in this movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought visually this is outstanding. An $80 million budget. You want to talk about special effects? This looks like it cost $300 million, and the Flash that cost $300 million looks like they spent 12. So yeah, the visuals in this are amazing. The cinematography, beautiful. Same guy who did Dune, and it looks amazing. I love the setting. Yeah, I'm a sucker for sci-fi, so I was all over this. And I really dug it. I stopped short on a lot of 10s in my scoring though, because there's a lot of familiarity in it. Like, okay, this reminds me of this and this reminds me of that. So I can't give it like perfects when it does borrow, but it borrows from good stuff and it makes it into a good soup, right? I mean, there's ingredients that are in a lot of different things, or you put them together, it's still a good meal. I had a blast with this one. And Hans Zimmer score, beautiful.
Yeah. Solid. Rich, what were your thoughts on this?
How do you follow that? I mean, he really said it all.
That's what I did. I did mine. And then
I agree with everything Nate says. That girl was fantastic. I love the chemistry and the banter between her and Washington.
That's her first movie. She has not done
anything. She's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I hope she goes to the moon and back because she was amazing and she was adorable.
Yes.
The final scenes I had some issues with. Very convenient. Oh, thank you, Caveman. I don't want to spoil it because it's still brand new, but I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. That kind of bugs me a little bit. Why would that be there?
Sure.
That just my nitpick. That was really it. The acting was fantastic.
I think the acting was great across the board. Gemma Chan, Ken Watanabe,
Allison Janney, who everyone loves, and she happened to be an amazing villain.
She's got an Oscar under her belt, and then she just shows up in there, and I was like, dude. And she was great.
She's so likable, and I hated her in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good acting.
Hey, what's up, Sarah?
You know,
Sarah's in the house.
Honestly, the ending, too, with the girl, I'm not a crier. I don't cry at movies. I haven't cried at a movie, and God, I can't tell you. But I got a little emotional. That's how good she was. Where I was like, oh, shoot. I'm not going to cry, but I'm feeling feelings when I'm watching this.
Yeah, she's like
her face.
Yeah,
her face was like she was like smiling, and she was sad, anguish at the same time. It was just, I was welling up.
The scene where she's talking to Joshua on the ship, that part already kind of got me like, oh, intense. And then the very end, beautiful shot to go from that emotion of like feeling a certain amount of success, but also having had all this bad stuff happen. I think she conveyed it. I can't explain it enough how good she conveyed it in her face with no cuts. It was just a shot that kept going. It's fantastic, honestly.
Yeah. She did a really good job.
When she's doing the whole TV thing at the beginning, I dug that. Just like she had no care in the world when she was watching TV. I don't know, just something about that I really liked.
Yeah. So Jay wants to come on as a special guest for one movie and do Killers of the Flower Moon. And I'm going to say, Jay, you are welcome on the show, but if you're going to do one, you got to do 5.
Yep.
Yes. Don't be a coward.
So whatever week the Killers of the Flower Moon comes in, we haven't scheduled it yet, but when we do, and it will be on our list, you will have to do all 5 movies. But you are more than welcome.
It hasn't got an Apple Plus release date yet.
It comes out in theaters in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I already got my ticket. I think it's the 20th or something like that.
It's 3.5 hours long.
perfect. I want it to be 5.5 hours long. It looks amazing.
It does. It looks amazing. I didn't think I was going to want to watch it at first until I've seen trailers for it, and I'm like, this is going to be good.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the other thing. You mentioned 3.5 hours. This movie, perfect runtime.
Yes.
Perfect.
And
2 hours, not too long.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, 13 minutes. It's just, yeah.
Yep.
It's really, really, the format on this is great. The way that they do it, it's not too, they don't rush things. They don't drag a lot. I really thought that the story played out really well. I was like, I did my score on it and I went, whoa. And then I saw your guys' score and I went, oh, okay. I don't feel so bad. I'm like,
no,
I'm like, okay, I was closer than I thought.
Later on, talking about this director, and they said his movies ain't very good. And I'm not familiar with what he's done. What is some of his old
four movies? His original one was Monsters, which was like a low budget monster movie that's really good, actually.
I like that movie.
I love that
Godzilla,
movie.
2014 Godzilla.
Oh, I like that movie.
Then Rogue One, and now this.
He did Rogue One.
Yeah, he did Rogue One.
This is only
And that's
like fourth film.
that's like one of our favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're talking about. I've liked all his movies, actually.
Yeah, and I really saw that with the whole Nomad, with the way the Nomad looked and everything. I really saw Rogue One with that.
A lot of people did, and they made the comparisons like this is kind of similar in ways. And sure, but I saw another.
I don't care.
Yeah, I saw another YouTuber who I like, and he made a great point. The movie cost $85 million. To get $85 million from a studio for an original, another one, original, no IP, no nothing. You might have to say, hey, look, you remember this movie? It's kind of like that. Or you remember this movie? Because at least they could sell that to an audience because they're scared to spend money. I mean, this movie opened in third place, I think, which is sad.
Yeah.
But
it's made just a little over 35 million.
Yeah.
So far, which is sad.
Yeah.
I think
it sucks, but I don't see it winning Best Picture or anything, but definitely I think Best Visual Effects. I think it has a chance to win, especially with Dune being cinematography. I think there's a good chance of that. Maybe even screenplay, because I really like this. I really like the script on this. I like the score too.
I can see getting a couple nods.
Yeah, my only hot take with the score is I really wanted the song from the trailer to be in the movie, and it wasn't. Yeah, I wanted "Dream On" by Aerosmith in the movie, and it wasn't. That was my only letdown because I wanted that to be somewhere. It could even be in the end credits. I would have been happy, but yeah,
it fit the trailer really well. Whoever cut
the trailer really well, I thought that would have been so cool. And I am a big fan of Gemma Chan. I think she's amazing, and I loved her in this. So yeah, total across the board. But yeah, when I'm watching this movie and I'm going, and I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this movie. But I'm watching this movie and I'm going, this is exactly like Golden Child
with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I can see the comparisons.
You could make a lot of references, and you could be like, yeah, you know what? There's elements they got to protect this kid.
But you have that with almost
the way she looked, the way the kid looked in the movie reminded me of the Golden Child,
like a monk,
and it's able to start vehicles and stuff. And I was just like, this reminds me of Golden Child. It was so cool. It's so
parts that reminded me of Chappie. With the cops that were robots and stuff, and it's all AI. Yeah, it reminded me of a few other movies, so that's what knocked it down a little bit. Because
it came in third to Dog Patrol, to Paw Patrol. I think it's Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. And Paw Patrol.
My son really liked that movie, man. He was ready.
At least it did had a better opening than the Affordables did.
God.
The Expend-Affordables.
Yeah.
What did you guys give that? I didn't get to watch last week. What did you guys give that?
It definitely was in last place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
god awful. It was a horrible movie.
Now we've had three original. Our bottom three or our top three are all original movies. Now, am I the only one thing I would rather watch original movies than IPs or big tentpole movies? Maybe I'm just at that stage in life. Like I don't need tentpole movies every month. Am I the only
agree.
one?
No, I agree. They don't always hit, but I'd rather see something there are movies that I like to see sequels to for sure. You know, you see a movie, you're like, wow, I want another one of those. That was really good. But I want a mix. I would almost want it 50-50, not the like 80-20 that it is now, or 90-10.
Yeah,
you know,
more like 90-10.
90-10 IP.
I was gonna say it's like really good ground beef. It's like 90-10.
Yeah, 90-10. I would take 50-50. I'd be happy as a clam if I could at least get that. But
yeah, because like we talked about Past Lives. Love that movie.
Oh,
that's the original.
That was
amazing film. My movie of the year so far.
Hey, me too.
So good. It's definitely one of me. Yeah, I like it.
Then we have The Creator. I mean, that's still big. It's big budget, but I mean, it's not.
No, but it's original.
Yeah,
but look at the problem is you look at the box office. Paw Patrol is number one. Okay, it's a family film. There's nothing weird about an animated film winning, but it is based off a cartoon. It is a sequel. Number two is Saw X, which is the 10th movie of a franchise. And then the one original one that had the biggest budget, third. And that's the problem, is the studios won't throw the money at it because people won't go see it. But then everybody says they want original, but then they won't go watch it. Yeah, they don't know what it is or who's in it or whatever.
Oh, we'll wait for it to hit streaming.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait for Hulu.
Yeah,
we'll watch it on Hulu.
We'll wait for it to come on streaming. Yeah,
because this was 20th century too. I think this.
And this is why you get reboots and stuff, because that's what makes the money.
Yes.
Original, and people are complaining that they don't get original content, and then they don't go see it.
You guys, when it comes out, talk about it. You guys,
they don't go to the theater. They wait, and then they don't make it
because they're like, I don't want to spend $50 to go see it because I don't know what it's going to be about. I know what I'm going to get with Saw X.
Yeah,
I know what Super Mario Brothers are. 1 billion. I know what Barbie is. 1 billion. You know, but this, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna wait. It looks kind of weird. It looks so. It's unfortunate.
So yeah, it's going to tank in the box office, and it's unfortunate because this movie does not deserve that.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
very good even.
Yeah. Now it is said in the chat that Mega Mike the Movie Man did not care for Creator, and that's fine. All movies are subjective.
Yeah, that's our tagline.
Sure.
Man.
That's
Mega
our tagline.
Mega Mike loved Shazam 2, and I thought that was horrible. So some people are gonna like something. Yeah, to each their own. Yeah. So I thought this movie was fantastic.
I agree.
No, me too. So speaking of fantastic, let's take a look at some of our highlights for The Creator. And I'm just going to go, Nate, I'm going to go you first. So you gave the cast and the ending a 10, acting, plot, cinematography a 9, and then 8s for direction, music, and wild card. Rich, you gave a 10, 10s to the cast, story, cinematography, and wild card, and then 9s to direction and acting, 8s to ending, script, and I think that's it. Ending and script, yeah. And then for me, I gave a 10 to the cast, story, cinematography, and wild card, and then 9s to acting, ending, and I think that's it. 8s to plot, script, and direction. So
many high
scores. I think we all, this definitely high score. I think this is the highest score we've had in a while.
Yeah.
It was really good. But yeah, let's go to our final scores on The Creator, coming in first place this week. Not surprising for me. I really liked 3 of these movies, and then the other ones were like, okay. And then there was Elevator Game, which was just
the exact opposite of Elevator Game.
There was Creator, and
I told you I was gonna do this.
I told you I was gonna do this.
And she had an old iPhone too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because this movie was probably made in 2019. It just sat on the shelf
not
somewhere.
Just somebody by their phone. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. It just.
Nate, you meant Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, exactly.
But Oppenheimer was great. I loved Oppenheimer.
But even that's not really original.
It didn't make near as much money as Barbie did.
Yeah. 900 million.
Everyone has their own opinions. That's why what I love about this community. Yeah. and then
Yeah.
spot on.
Exactly.
I completely agree with that.
Everyone have
David.
opinions and just talk about movies. And me and Rich have not similar taste in a lot of ways. Friends, it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to
That's why I
like
love
all the
you
same
guys,
movies.
man. We never attack each other just because we have different opinions. I can't stand that. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's better to have different opinions than the same.
It is. If we all have the same opinions, then all the movies would be identical.
But when something's great, I do love when everyone else recognizes that.
Like Past Lives.
When you can recognize greatness like I do, then
someone
Nate
comes up to me and
approves.
says, "Oh, you know what? Past Lives, piece of junk." I'll tell you what, I probably won't ask them for a movie recommendation, but I'll still like
for a
them.
movie.
But like Theater Camp, you loved Theater Camp.
I thought it was
right?
hilarious.
It didn't do much for me. The end of it, I liked it
either.
more.
But I mean, it's just
Wasn't your cup of tea?
It's the nature of the beast. It's just it was too musically for me, and you know how I feel about those.
Yeah.
It was centered around theater.
It was
and
centered
musicals.
around
exactly the
musical
thing you
theater.
hate. Yeah.
It was like
Speaking
one of my
not our
nightmares
cup of
come
tea,
true.
David, I saw today that October 17th, your favorite movie of the year, Barbie, is hitting physical media. So that means we're gonna have to put that on the list.
With a sparkly pink slipcover.
Dave's gonna get the steelbook. Just a minute, Dave.
Tuesday opening. I'm gonna get the steelbook. No,
You will.
No,
He's gonna get the slippy. He's gonna get that sparkly slippy.
I'm gonna get that bedazzled slippy. I might get that. Streaming is the biggest affected box office profits. Look at Sixth Sense. Original screenplay did phenomenal in theaters. Of course, I realized Bruce Willis had a big part of that. Yeah.
Yes.
But Nate, what are your thoughts on Ice Pirates?
I've never seen it.
Never heard of it.
I think that's an Australian film.
I own it.
Is it Australian?
Is it Australian?
And Umbrella. I know Umbrella put it out, and they're Australian. And I think it's an Australian, like Indiana Jones ripoff, but I've never seen it.
I've never fucking heard of it.
It's in the future, and it's set in the future, so it's very Indiana Jones meets Star Wars.
Hey man, I'll get back to you. I'll watch it one day, and then I'll come back to you. And literally, I'll remember. Hey, caveman, I saw Ice Pirates. 6 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Not bad.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It says United States, so
okay.
It was made in the US.
All righty.
Maybe Umbrella just kind of got
Umbrella just got the rights to it and put it out. Yeah.
So we have a movie coming up that I know Nate's gonna love to watch. Dick Shark.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are gonna cover that?
I put it on the list.
I hope not.
I'm not watching that.
He put it on the God damn it.
I'm putting it on the list.
It's okay to own up to getting Barbie day one, Dave. You are enough. Thanks.
Can't wait to see that town hall video.
Yeah, I know, right?
It pulls out the Barbie.
He's gonna have all the different versions.
I'm gonna wear pink. If I get Barbie on day one for my town hall, I'm gonna wear pink. I'm gonna wear a pink shirt.
No, you have to get it.
I mean, not for nothing. It's gonna be an amazing.
Dave is waiting for the Barbie Dreamhouse edition. If there's a Dreamhouse edition, I'm waiting for that with the. I can go like that.
Opens up. Yeah.
What's
our scores for this movie? Were we in the ballpark?
Oh yeah, I think we're all in the ballpark. Yeah, we got sidetracked. So let's go to our final scores on The Creator, coming in at number 1. Hey. IMDb is giving this a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 68. Audience score 77. I think those are really low.
Yeah.
Rich, you gave this an 86. I gave it an 89. Nate gave it an 85. So our average score 86.7.
Pretty
almost
good.
Got our 90. Almost.
This close. This close.
If you need to dress up in full Barbie garb, I'll rent you a pink convertible. Okay, yeah.
Do it.
That's
do the town hall from the convertible.
The all pink Warner Brothers banner on the Barbie slip.
It looks cool.
Okay.
I think it looks cool. I mean, if they're gonna go for that, they're sticking with the motif. Why
Nate's
not?
getting it.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. Am I getting it? Margot Robbie's in it. I'm getting it.
Did you like the movie?
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Don't tell me anymore.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It's not my favorite. But you know what? The further away I got from it, the less issues I had. I would like to rewatch it. So I do think there's a lot of good things about it. I was just annoyed. Also, I saw it in an annoying theater, so I think that might have like hindered it.
That might have
the crowd was
exasperated. Yeah.
Was pissing me off. So I do want to watch it. I might get it. I'm a big Margot Robbie fan. I tend to get everything she's in. So yeah, I'll get it. I don't care. I like that pink slip. I didn't care about pink. Like I don't even care about slipcovers, but I like it.
Yeah.
You gonna buy it?
I'm interested in watching. We're gonna score it.
Okay. You haven't seen it yet?
No.
Nope.
I've not seen it.
Neither of us have seen it.
I think you might hate it.
I think I'm gonna hate it.
If you watch it through if you watch it through a certain lens, you might not. I'll just put
it. Okay, my question to you, Nate. Why do you think I'll hate it?
Just from what I know of you, I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff in it that you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And because I feel like we have similar views on a lot of things, and some of the things that I had issues with, I think you will too. Okay. So that's why I'm saying it. But I think I might a little more leeway with certain things than you too. So that's why I didn't hate it. I don't think you might not hate it. You might, but I don't think you'll love it. I would drop dead if you give this like a 90 or something like that. On
now the pressure's gonna be on. Oh fuck! How am I gonna score this?
I'd be like, I gotta change my
give it like a 79.
I gotta change my brain. I love this movie. 90.
Right.
That's a 90. Holy crap!
You will probably give a visuals or
all
cinema
those
10 out
Barbies
of
y'all
10.
saw this summer. They were Wednesdays last summer.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
I loved it, but I think Nate is right about how Rich might feel about Barbie.
See, Dell knows. Okay, Dell knows.
Yeah, I'm
you specifically that I don't think you will dig it all the way.
I'm positive I'm not gonna like it.
You haven't seen it either?
No.
There's musical numbers in it, so you will definitely not like it.
I will definitely throw up in my mouth.
And there's one that's really long too. Like it's like a long musical sequence. So I'm just telling you, I could see you guys having some issues. I do think you will give a 10. Here's my prediction. You will give a 10 to cinematography because the set design's amazing. The movie looks amazing. So I think you guys will give that. I think you guys will give the cast a high score because there's a lot of people in this. Acting, I think you would give the acting a high score, but everything else is up in the air. I don't know where you'll go from there. Right. Story, you're gonna be upset. Rich is gonna be upset. I know that. You could DM me when you're done watching it. Say, Nate, you were right.
We're gonna DM you afterwards. Like,
yeah,
damn it.
I love.
Damn it, Nate, you were right. I hate you. Don't hate me. I didn't make the movie. I'm just saying. I think
Rich is gonna go like this. And there's gonna be a big B on his chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Big pink rhinestone B.
But yeah, I think it was. I don't think it's a bad film. It's one thing to be a bad film and to not like a film. I don't think it's bad in any way. There's just things that were just pissing me off. And again, my theater pissing me off half of the time. So, but I got the popcorn bucket for it. I got the Barbie popcorn bucket.
How many popcorn buckets do you have?
I'm moving up the ranks right now. I just started collecting at the beginning of or the end of last year. I think I have like 10 now.
How much do they cost?
So with the combo, right? The large combo is normally like $13 or $14. It's like $22 with the cup. You get a cup and a popcorn bucket. But I only buy the tin ones. I don't buy so I have like the Ninja Turtles one. It's like tin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's green. Yeah, the Barbie one's all pink. It's over there somewhere. I'm not gonna get it, but
cool.
Yeah. And I had one of my buddies here who was here earlier, Rob. He sent me the Super Mario one that looks like a question mark block. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and nice. I just bought the Saw one. It's coming in the mail. I have to wait for it because I didn't have it at my theater.
With the eyes that light up?
No, not the. No, It's a tin, and the inside is red, and the outside is black. And I think it has Billy the Puppet on it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, my buddy John over at Spirits with Spirits, he got the bucket, and I think it's plastic, but it's got the jigsaw mask and the eyes light up, and he can turn on off.
I want to say that was Cinemark that had that. It's a plastic bucket, and the popcorn goes in the head. It looks awesome. Yeah. Regal just does like tin buckets or plastic.
Now, my question to you, Nate, are you going to go see the Taylor Swift movie?
No. 2 reasons. One, I'm not a Swiftie. I don't hate the girl. Good for her. Great success. But I don't listen to her music. 2, I don't see concert films in theater, really.
Really?
No. I would rather go to a real one or watch a fake, like a biopic, like Bohemian Rhapsody. I know David don't like that, but I'm just saying if I'm gonna watch a concert,
love Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, okay. So I'd rather that than like a real concert, just a filmed version of it.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
So
I'm out on that one.
Caveman wants to know, Nate, if you got the Rocket Raccoon bucket.
I did. I actually got both Guardians of the Galaxy ones. So I got the one with the team and I got the Rocket Raccoon one. That was my only double dip. I don't double dip on movies, but I double dipped on some popcorn buckets.
Double dip on popcorn buckets.
Yes. I got Top Gun Maverick. I got Avatar, Way of Water. I got Turtles, Blue Beetle, Barbie, Wonder Woman 1984, which was sent to me as a gift, Mario, and something else maybe. And Saw now coming. I love them. My eventual goal is when I'm in my new place, have a movie theater room, kind of like Dave, like what you got there, and just like line them all up on the top of all the shelves and just have a bunch. You know what I mean? And then when people come over, be like, grab a bucket and we'll put some popcorn in it.
Awesome.
So that's the goal. Have a bunch.
That'd be awesome.
That's awesome.
Nate's got bad blood.
I mean, I think I've liked a few of her songs, but not enough to spend any money to go see a 2-hour plus concert.
My daughters, all three of them, love Taylor Swift.
You're going, aren't you?
Yes, I'm taking Malia and my 22-year-old daughter. We're going.
You were hoping I said yes. That way you weren't the only one going.
Because I'm not going. There's no freaking way.
I've seen her.
My daughter's like, let's go see Taylor Swift, and I was like, no. You have fun. You're gonna be 28 years old before that comes out. You can go on your own.
How long is that? Do you know how long it is?
I think
What's the
it's 2
runtime
hours.
on it? 2 hours. Let's see. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
2 hours and 45
That's 3
minutes.
hours. That's round up. That's too long.
Yeah.
3 hours listening to Taylor Swift music. Pass.
Yeah, we tried to get tickets for my daughters, and they're just, for us, they sold out too quick. Some in the middle of the country, there's nowhere really close.
Yeah.
And as soon as they announced this, my daughters all hit me up. They're like, we're going, Dad. You're taking us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do it. As a father, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a father, so I ain't going.
I am. I'm still not doing it. But no,
What if your granddaughter asked you? What if she looked up at you and she was like, I want to see Taylor Swift?
Thanking God right now that she's nonverbal. So
what if she showed you a picture? You going?
I want. No, I want. No,
no, you don't. Go to sleep.
Have some candy. Okay. I got all sorts of other stuff. Let's watch anything else. But yeah, no, my theater, and part of the reason why Exorcist is coming out a week early is I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but my theater, the whole Taylor Swift thing, it's forcing them to use half their screens.
Yeah.
To run this.
Yes. So my local theater, I'll go to next, what does it come out Thursday? Next Friday when it opens. I mean, it has a good amount of showtimes. They're all in the evening.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're almost all full.
Yeah.
It was like record-breaking pre-sale tickets.
My
crazy
daughter was telling me they get to keep more of the ticket sales than they do any other of the movies they've had this summer. They're allowing them to keep more of the box office.
And Unlimited, I have Regal Unlimited. It doesn't even work for that movie.
Yeah.
I have to pay $21. So
yes,
there's absolutely no way I'm going. It's more than a regular movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who does she think she is?
It's more than 3D.
It's not even 3D, but it's playing in 40X by me. So I'm wondering if it like shakes.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, they got 40X show. That's got to be interesting. It punches you in the back of the head during one of the songs or something like that. Yeah.
She does put on a good show.
Make check.
I will give her credit. She does do.
I'm sure she's a great performer. But even if it was Michael Jackson in his peak, I wouldn't go see a concert of him in the theater. I watch it on TV at home or I'd see it live. That's it.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is taking over both of the only two theaters I have locally. The ticket prices are higher than most movies.
Yeah.
And Beyonce has a concert.
Forced me to see that one.
Yeah, he's talking about the Beyonce one. She now has one. Yeah. She saw what Taylor Swift did and said,
what Taylor Swift is doing, she's gonna make bank off of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's worth $700 million. So what's a little bit extra?
Yeah.
Why not?
So
she's gonna hit $1 billion by
Beyonce's
the time she's
totally
40.
Suit.
Yeah.
We're getting close to 2 hours, so I am going to run off our movies for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Next week, we got Totally Killer, which is on Prime Video. It drops Friday. Of course, we got Dave's movie he's looking forward to, The Exorcist. We got Reptile on Netflix, Paradise on Netflix, and Pet Sematary Bloodlines on Paramount Plus. Those are our 5 movies for next week.
I'm looking forward to, out of those movies, I will be seeing Exorcist this week to do a video on. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm seeing it. Reptile. I scrolled past that. Is that the one with Benicio del Toro?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool cast. But I probably won't watch it because it's on Netflix.
I'd say give it a. If you're bored, because I liked it. Okay. For the most part, if you're bored and you got nothing to do.
What was the other one you said? The Totally Killer one. I do want to see that one. Yeah. That one looks
Totally
interesting.
Killer looks interesting. I'm interested in that one.
That's on Prime Video.
Yeah, I will watch that one. Pet Sematary Bloodlines. I read some of the stuff out of Fantastic Fest that not inspiring to me. So I don't know if I would watch. I will watch you guys talk about it. I don't know if I will watch
it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
for you.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, and next Wednesday is officially my daughter's birthday, so she might be on the show.
Oh, awesome!
All right.
But she's like, I'll be on the show if I get to pick the 5 movies that we watch, and I go, no.
Not even on your birthday, child.
She might join us, she might not, but yeah, we're celebrating her birthday early this weekend, and but her official birthday is the 11th. So happy birthday to my daughter. All right, I think we're done. Amanda on the show, let's go. Yeah, Mike knows Amanda from my wrestling days. But
super size show, right? One extra
everyone
movie.
Everyone is talking Exorcist this weekend, right? I figure that my whole socials all weekend. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that next Wednesday, because this is one that I have been, anticipating and dreading at the same time, because The Exorcist is my favorite horror movie of all time, and they're either going to really shit the bed with the sequel or it's going to be good.
24% on Rotten Tomatoes so far.
Yeah, but they usually tank on horror movies. So
I read a couple of the reviews and I could see, I hate David Gordon Green, so I could see him just absolutely ruining this.
See, I like what he did with Halloween. I did. I like the first one he did.
That one was fine.
You take the hospital scene out of the second one.
He's bad. Ends is horrible.
I disagree. I like that. It's not great.
It's horrible.
But I like that he took a risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but risks don't always pay off, and it did not pay off. It was very bad. It was a bad risk. It was a risk, but it was bad.
The unofficial birthday caveman is Sunday. We're going to go out for Chinese food. So, because my daughter loves her Chinese food. And it's either that or I cook Chinese food, and I'm pretty good at cooking Mandarin, but I decided, we'll take her to our favorite Chinese food restaurant, and
you don't have to do the dishes.
Now I don't have to clean the dishes.
There you go. Hang out with the tarantulas.
I'm Team Nate here. Ends is crap.
Thank you, Del. Let's go. Let's go.
I also didn't think it was crappy, but it wasn't what it should have been. Right. I thought it really. What
the hell was that kid's name?
I don't know.
The new killer, who's not Michael. You don't even remember his name. It's not good.
I was like, so they're trying to do a parallel instead to kind of pass the torch to this stupid one. This dumb kid.
No one liked this when they did it with Jason X and made him into a worm, and everyone hated it. But now they do it with Halloween, and all of a sudden, I like it. It's pretty cool. He looked him in the eyes, and now he has evil powers, and now he's stop. Horrible.
See, I didn't take it that way. I just think that people always like that.
No. That's what happened. Evil transferred from one to the other. That's literally what they were conveying, and it was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do there, but I just gonna say, why not bring Leslie Vernon as the new Michael Myers? Because
that would have been inspired.
That fantastic.
See, that would have been inspired.
Yeah.
But no, we got Chester or whatever his name was with the hair. I don't remember his name. Yeah, he was horrible.
Chester with the hair. Yeah. All right. Well, Nate, it has been an absolute honor having you on the show, brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
I had a great time. I would love to come on in the future. This was fun. And you guys are going to be on our show. I know, David, you're coming up in the beginning of December to the Action Movie Guys podcast. Rich, we still got to get you to pick one. You haven't picked one yet.
I keep forgetting about that.
But yeah, we're going to have you guys on over on our show as well. And it was a pleasure. And thank you for having me.
We love you guys, man. Anytime we get to be with you guys on air, it's always a fun time.
It's magic.
Yeah. And, and also, keep this in mind, Nate, and you guys in the chat as well, that we have, and we're going to call them the Faces for Radio Awards. Used to be the Lowedown Awards. The Faces for Radio Awards is coming up. So we're going to do our nominations in January for anything that's come out on physical or streaming during this calendar year. So start thinking about your nominations. But
we're gonna, that was fun. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to that. That was fun. Yeah.
So we're gonna have an Instagram live stream, and we're gonna talk about the categories again, and maybe add or take away some, and see if we can. I remember some of the stuff that was recommended last year, so we're gonna incorporate that. And then see if we can add some other awards and stuff. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll do our nominations just like we did last year, and do our big show extravaganza.
That was a blast. And I want to just give a shout out to your chat really quick. Your chat's really great. I don't know all of you guys. I know when I've popped in here, but you guys are a great chat participating. I like it when they participate, but they talk about relevant things and they don't just go off on like wild tangents about God knows what.
Asking questions that have nothing to do with
right? You guys got a great chat, and all of you guys are awesome in the chat.
And then we get this. Tyler Perry would make a great Medea Jason.
I give them a compliment about staying on task, and then that. No, he's Caveman hilarious. So
yeah, Caveman's awesome.
Jay, except you. Great chat except Jay. I already know.
Great chatting with everyone except Jay. I
love Jay.
We have a very loyal chat.
Jay, let's talk offline. Hit me a message on Instagram, and we'll see about getting you on for Killers of the Flower Moon when we schedule it. Or if you want to do another show instead, but I know you're interested in that one. So when we schedule that one, I can hit you up and see if you want to do that with us. That'd be awesome. And Miss Caveman, I subscribe to your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yep. And you guys,
they have a great channel over there, man. Tell them about your channel, Nate.
Oh yeah, I'll go really quick. Myself and Alex, who was here a couple of weeks ago, we have our channel called Geeks and Flicks. We go live every other week, just because we've been focusing more on recorded videos at the moment. So every other Monday we go live. We do topics. This month we're having a lot of horror stuff. We're actually going to have Basement Blues, Tony, on next Monday with us.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and then the following week we'll have Ralph, whose channel is Horror and Coffee, here on YouTube. And then we, of course, do the Action Movie Guys podcast. That is where David's going to be coming on to soon. And those are strictly on like Spotify and all that. We just do action movies, similar to this, but only a 5-category breakdown, 1 through 5, total score. And we talk a lot of crap, and we spoil the crap out of all the movies. So they're usually older, but it's a free-flowing conversation, and we have a lot of laughs. So I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having David on there. He picked some good ones. Then he got Mad Max Fury Road and
The Rock.
The Rock. Oh, what a week! I mean, you got that's like a banger week. You got 2 really good movies. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. So you can find us there, Spotify, Apple Music, all that crap, and then YouTube, Geeks and Flicks. I'm doing 31 Days of Horror videos. Alex does unboxing videos. So if you like 4K reviews, I do out of the theater movie reviews. We're mostly reviews for the most part, but our Monday shows are a lot of fun.
The Monday shows are awesome. They're like one of my favorite shows to watch because I love the format of it. And you guys need to get more props for that because it's a fun show.
Yeah, it's different. We just try to be different. We have topics. It's more like a show like you'd see on TV or something. That's the goal.
It reminds me of that ESPN thing where they do the rapid fire.
Alex would cry if he heard you saying that because that's what he wants. That's
what he wants. That's what it reminds me of, I love that format.
But sub it in with movies instead of sports.
Yeah, sub it in with movies instead of
yeah.
And their
thank you for having me again.
And Alex and Nate's chemistry is off the charts, man. They feed off of each other, and you could tell they're genuine friends. It's not like you get two random strangers, hey, we're gonna do a show together, and they don't gel. They're like family.
Yeah, we met through here, became friends, but now we but the secret sauce.
Rich and I, we don't gel at all.
Right.
It's like,
yeah, no, you guys do too. The secret sauce is though, you got to hate each other a little bit. You just got to hate each other a little bit. Keep each other on your toes. Yeah, because then you can critique properly if you hate them a little bit. You know what I mean? It can't be all flowers and roses. Sometimes you got to be like, that sucked. Let's fix it. So that works. Works for us.
Rich is like, you're a sick bastard, and I'm like, man, you like baseball, and then and then that's that
you like 12-year-old puberty movies.
Yeah, we get along great.
Yeah, but you guys are awesome, and we always love working with you, whether it's on your channel or our channel. Anything we could do to support you guys. I remember David, when you first came on ours, you weren't even to 100 subs yet, and now you're over 200. So
I had 6. I had 6 subs the first time I was on your show.
Yeah. So I love to see the growth, natural progression. You're not going to happen overnight. You guys work hard. You guys watch a lot of movies. I mean, you guys cover, you don't, not every channel's willing to do that much work. So I give you guys applause as well. And I love coming in when I can on Wednesday and being in your chat with your great chat. They're all great.
We appreciate it, man.
And a lot of these guys, they came through osmosis from your guys' chat.
Yeah.
So
that's how it works sometimes. Yeah.
Jay, and there's a whole bunch of people that we got to know through being on your show and that have come over to watch us as well. So you guys in the chat, you guys have been great. Thank you for watching us live. If you watch us on the replay, we really thank you for coming back and watching us. And also check us out on Spotify for podcasting, because we are on there as well. They take the audio portion of this cast and put it on there. Also on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Castbox, and Google Podcast. So
nice.
You guys check that out because we're on there as well. And, listen to us on your way to work or whatever. But I think we're going to get out of here. So Rich, Nate, thanks you guys. It's been awesome. And we will see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast. Take care, everybody.
Peace out.